back. Glad you can join me again. We're going to continue focusing on relationships. And today's topic basically is about listening has great power. Listening has a great power to elicit other things out of other people. When you're a great listener, this enables you to build trust with the other person. When you're a great listener, this allows you to help the other person feel appreciated. And when you're a great listener, this allows you to help the other person feel understood. Now, people want to feel accepted, appreciated, and understood. And by being a great listener, you have the power to help people feel this way. Now, to be a great listener, all you got to do is give your full attention to the other person, keeping an open mind and letting the other person finish their message. Now, they say awareness is the first step towards change. So if you want to be a great listener, you first have to be aware of some of the roadblocks that may stop you from preventing you to be a great listener. And remember, becoming a great listener takes time and practice. It's something I'm continuously trying to work on each and every day. And it's just like a muscle. The more you practice, the more you exercise it, the better you get. So if you're just starting out, be patient, be kind to yourself, and just remember to try to be a little better. But you got to be aware. So now we got to be aware of some of the roadblocks to great listening. And now, here's some of the roadblocks in no particular order. Our ego. Back to this ego again. Now the other person's telling us something. So the ego might make it about us. And when we make it about us, all of a sudden, we're not thinking about the other person anymore because we make it about us. So the ego helps remove the attention from them onto us. So you want to keep this in mind as a potential roadblock. Distractions. This one's a big thing. Hold on a second. I got to make it, Yeah, no, I'm listening. Have you heard that before? Have you heard someone looking at this thing, talking about how they're listening to you? They're hearing you, that's one thing. But are they listening to you? I don't know how much, because now your attention's this. This thing is terrible for listening, because this sucks a lot of our attention away. So if you want to be a great listener, you got to get rid of that phone. Get it out of your hand. Now, the phone isn't just one of the distractions. It could just be sounds, our environment, the things around us, the noises, squirrel. Hey, little things like that remove our attention. And it's not just the outside distractions, it's our inside distractions, our body and our mind. You ever get hangry? Oof, I know I do. When I'm hangry, now I'm just thinking about my hunger, not thinking about the other person. Or sometimes our body hurts. As we get older, you get neck pains, knee pains, elbow pains. When you're focusing on a pain, you're taking away the attention from the other person. Now the mind, are we even there? We could be, yeah, oh, yeah, I'm listening. It looks like we are, but maybe in here, we're thinking about our grocery list. We're thinking about what we got to do tomorrow. Heck, our brain, what am I going to do for my retirement? What's going on with the world? So you got to make sure you're checked in mentally to the conversation. You got to make sure your mind isn't wandering somewhere else. Problem solving. Now, I know in my personal relationships, I sometimes fall victim to this, and I'm trying to get better. Problem solving. When someone's telling us a problem, now we care as people, so sometimes our instinct is to automatically go, okay, how can I solve this problem? And now while we're trying to now solve the problem inside our heads, we're not listening to the other person anymore. We're just looking for a solution. And maybe they don't even want the problem to be solved. Sometimes people just want to be listened to and understood. So when you're looking to solve the problem, you're taking away the attention from them because you're already trying to figure out things in your head about how to solve it. So you got to watch out for this. It can be tough sometimes. It's just, okay, I'm just listening. I'm just here. How do you feel? I'm just trying to understand you. And that's all you're trying to do with great listening. So you got to watch out for problem solving. Response rehearsal, which kind of means jumping to conclusions. Now this can happen a lot when you interact with the same person over and over and over again over time. Now, you've heard them talk numerous times, So you may have an idea of where you think the conversation's already going to go. And it may be true you know, but you don't know. And this is where you jump to conclusions, making assumptions. And remember what they say about making assumptions. So even if you think you know where the conversation's going because you may have heard it 1, 2, 3 times before, you got to let the other person speak and deliver their message, because maybe this time it may be something totally different. So you got to be careful from assuming you think you know where the conversation's going to go. Being judgmental. Now, we want to listen to people without judgment, because it's not about us thinking about what they should have, could have done. A great listener doesn't judge anybody. It just lets the other person feel accepted, appreciated, and understood, and lets them talk without judging. So you got to be careful about being judgmental when you're listening to other people, because once you start judging, you start taking the mind here and there, and you're not listening to the other person. And the final one, imposing your cognitive biases, whether it's your opinions or beliefs. Now, they're telling you the message, they're telling you something, and now you may want to give your opinion. You may want to tell them what you believe about the situation. But a great listener doesn't judge, doesn't give their opinions, doesn't give their beliefs, doesn't give advice, unless asked, of course. But you don't want to impose your things on them, because a great listener is just listening, hearing their emotions, hearing how they feel, with the goal of helping them feel understood. Now, think of a time in your life when you talked to somebody, you had something on your mind, you just wanted to talk about it. And at the end of the conversation, you felt great because you said, wow, it feels like they really listened to me, like they really understood me, like they appreciate me. I feel fantastic. I feel so much better because they listened to me. Now remember this feeling. Now wouldn't it be great to give this feeling to somebody else? And this is one of the reasons why you'd want to work with a coach, to make you aware of some of your things and to work on it. Because if you can give this great feeling of listening to somebody else, you can make a difference in their lives. Let's change our world. Let's change the relationships in our lives and see if we can make them better by becoming a great listener. Thank you so much for watching me, and I hope to see you in future videos.